things were far better when I didn't believe in ghosts. I had been looking for a job for a while, just any job, to support my family. Then finally, I got a job at a small hotel as a receptionist. However, it was only for night shifts, even though I didn't want to do night shifts. But I accepted the job, since I had no other option. A small hotel's night shift job can be difficult at times because sometimes you could be dealing with difficult customers. But it still is a fairly easy job. All you need is willpower to stay up all night. In other words, you get paid to sit in front of the laptop all night, with forcefully keeping your eyes open, pretending to be working. It can get pretty boring, since you hardly see any customers during the night shifts, and I'm basically mostly on my own. At the end of the night shift, I prepare a report for my manager and set up breakfast area. After that, I'm free to go home. But my issue is, as the night grows and it starts to get darker and quieter, my heart starts to sink. Don't get me wrong. Yes, the hotel lobby is well lit, but it gets completely and utterly dark outside, and very, very quiet. Another issue with my night shift job is that because it's a small hotel, there's no other coworkers with me on the night shifts. So basically, there's nobody to talk to, which makes this job even more depressing. Yes, I know, there's people in the rooms upstairs, probably sleeping right now, but that doesn't make a difference to me. The only somewhat cheerful moments are when once in a while, some family checks in around 4 or 5 a.m., and greeting them might bring a momentary smile on my face. But then afterwards, there's again complete silence and a sense of eeriness. I keep looking at the time, waiting impatiently for the clock to strike 7, so I could go home. There was something very sinister about this hotel. As soon as I would start my shift, I always felt being watched. This weird fear would take over me as if someone or something was watching me through the darkness. And that feeling was so real, not my imagination. Let me tell you a little bit about how the hotel lobby is designed. First of all, there's a large entrance door, like hotels usually have, made of semi-transparent glass, which I would lock immediately as soon as I started my shift, right after the day staff left. When you walk a few steps down the hallway from the main door, you enter a small common area, where there is a sofa and a small coffee table. Coffee table is covered with magazines. On the right side, there's a door leading up to the breakfast area, which is also quite congested. There's another small door on the left-hand side, which brings you to the large swimming pool area. The hallway leading up to the swimming pool area, I feel, is designed very poorly, with no decorations whatsoever on the walls. Anyway, I don't really care about the interior design of this place, because I don't get paid enough to care. All I care about is doing the tasks I'm assigned to do properly. Oh, and I keep the main door closed at all times. There's a doorbell on the right side of it, and I only open the door when a customer rings that bell. Although that main door should remain open 24/7 to welcome the guests. But since this hotel is in the middle of a highway, and it's such a remote location too, it's best to keep that main door shut. Even the next petrol station is about 35 minutes away from here. It was my 3rd or 4th night at this job. It must be around 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was still not used to staying up all night. My eyes were heavy, and I kept feeling drowsy. And then there was a moment when I couldn't fight it anymore, and eventually fell into a deep sleep. That's when someone rang the doorbell. I woke up in an instant and ran towards the main door, half asleep. I tried opening the door using the keys. That's when I looked through the glass. There was no one outside. I thought someone probably left after waiting a while. I was fuming at myself for sleeping at the job. Worried sick about my boss finding out about this. He would fire me if someone complained to him about this incident. I went straight to the breakfast area and made myself a strong cup of coffee. I was so ready to stay up alert all night. And then, only after a short while, someone rang the doorbell again. This time, I sprinted towards the main door, looked outside, but strangely, there was still nobody there. I looked around, wondering, who could that be? There was no chance of someone playing a prank on me either. After that, no one rang the doorbell all night. After a week at the job, I became used to staying up all night. In fact, my manager was quite happy with my performance. He gave me a really good feedback, which was extremely motivating. I desperately needed that. However, instead of giving me a bonus, he added more onto my responsibilities, like managers usually do. He asked me to clean up the swimming pool area after sorting at the breakfast tables. I said okay. It wasn't such a difficult task and I was happy enough to take on extra responsibilities to pass the time. But one thing that my manager forgot to mention was that the swimming pool area was very poorly lit. There were only 4 40-watt bulbs in the 4 corners of the walls. Why did they even bother to put them up? They weren't even doing anything. It was the biggest room in the whole hotel, with such poor lighting. This was making the swimming pool boundary walls seem even further away than they actually were. Hi everyone, hope you enjoyed the story. So this was the first part of Hotel Night Shift. I will be uploading the second part of Hotel Night Shift very soon, so stay tuned. I will be releasing part 2 of Hotel Night Shift earlier on Patreon, so if you want to watch this episode early, check it out on my Patreon page. Link to my Patreon is in the description below. Please don't forget to share the video if you want to help me grow my channel. So I'll see you again with another creepy story. Until then, bye! Oh, you